Google restricts visits to curb coronavirus risk as Italy goes to quarantine as 114,458 cases reported. Google on Monday began restricting visits to its offices in Silicon Valley, San Francisco and New York as it ramped up precautions against the deadly novel coronavirus. The added measure was enacted as word went out that Apple had joined the list of technology firms advising employees to work from home and that the prestigious TED conference set to take place in April has been delayed to protect the health of attendees. To reduce novel coronavirus risk, external and social visits to some Google offices have been restricted, and all job interviews will be virtual instead of face-to-face for the foreseeable future, according to a spokesperson. Google was already among technology companies including Facebook, Microsoft and Amazon that have given employees the option of working from home instead of going to the office. Apple over the weekend told employees at most of its offices around the world that they can work from home this week, according to an internal memo reported by Bloomberg and confirmed by Axios. Twitter staff across the world was asked to work from home starting Monday in an effort to stop the spread of the new coronavirus epidemic. Google last week cancelled its major annual gathering of software developers amid virus concerns. The internet giant said it nixed the festival-like event Google Input and Output event scheduled for May a short distance from the Googleplex in the Silicon Valley city of Mountain View. The annual Google Input and Output conference typically attracts thousands of developers from around the world to mingle with one another and with engineers from the internet company on ways to synchronize software and services to its array of offerings. It joined a growing list of global events that have been cancelled as the virus spreads around the world. A game developers conference in San Francisco was postponed, and Facebook recently cancelled its F8 developers conference, the biggest annual event for the US tech giant, due to virus worries. Like Google Input and Output, the F8 gathering in the Silicon Valley city of San Jose typically draws throngs of software makers from around the world who collaborate with the tech giant on its platform. Face-to-face interaction at the San Jose Conference Center will be replaced with online presentations. A TED conference slated to take place in Vancouver next month was postponed until late July after a majority of attendees voted to delay the real-world gathering instead of replacing it with streamed presentations, organizers said on Monday. The annual gathering, renowned for exploring ideas worth spreading, typically attracts the brilliant, influential and accomplished and is a stage for the popular TED Talks made available free online. The major annual South by Southwest Cultural Conference slated to take place in Austin, Texas, was also cancelled due to coronavirus concerns. The whole of Italy, a country of some 60 million people, has been placed under quarantine, as the government steps up efforts to tackle a coronavirus outbreak that has affected more than 9,000 people and left 463 dead. Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte announced late on Monday that he was extending restrictions on travel, that had been in place in the north, throughout the country. Conte's announcement came as Italy announced 97 more deaths from the virus, and the head of the World Health Organization, who warned the threat of a global coronavirus pandemic was very real. More than 3,800 people have died from the coronavirus around the world and more than 110,000 cases have been confirmed, according to the WHO. Meanwhile, China has coronavirus cases 80,757, deaths 3,136 and 60,038 recovered. Total cases of coronavirus reported are 114,458, deaths reported 4,027 and recovered 64,266.